You remember we had like 16-year-olds. We got Savage now in LFO. You had both Yabby and Siphon were both 16 for Copenhagen Flames. So you've had a couple of 16-year-olds. 15.
Yeah.
I think this might be the first time I've cast a 15-year-old at this level of competition.
Exactly. Yeah, incredibly young. I believe, as you say, that obviously there are certain rules and regulations that players this young sometimes have to follow. For instance, like there are certain events and qualifiers where being 15 would force you to default because you're just plainly too young. So yeah, it's great to see him getting an opportunity to face. And look at Denislav. He's
my god, he's seen a lot. He's seen three players cross now.
Yeah, that's a lot of information. He's gonna get flashed though, but now he can get one and fall away. Excellent opening pick. Exertion drops. And now he's got more to find. Can he fall back to the favourite angles? He does get a tag, and it helps out for another kill. Jim does trade one back, and MHL takes the AWP down. Okay, they can have an afterplant 3v3 now. Maybe. Bubble's still here.
Oh man, that range though with the FAMAS, not really an ideal fight to take up against the AK. Problem is the bombers and apps. Yeah, MHL is going to have to get down onto the site and commit to their plants. In the meantime, SKADE going to be rotating through, but now they're down by a man. So what was a 5 versus 3 at one point? It's actually turned on its head completely. Rainwaker will get a kill, but he goes down immediately afterwards. It's just Ships left in the 1 versus 2.
Yeah, insta trade that. Of course, that's how that angle sort of works. It's an easy swing, but Ships on the flank takes Shui down. Now it's all down to MHL. He can have time to plant the bomb, and he'll hear Ships running around. He'll know exactly where he is. Looks for some information, but Ships wins it out. 1 versus 2 on the flank. Can even pick up all the residual stuff around the site as well. Kits, AWPs, everything to be found. And SKADE are going to retake the lead.
Well, there we go. Ships just living up to the name and the player that we know he absolutely is, right? What a fantastic clutch coming through there in the 1 versus 2 to get his team back in the lead, as you so rightfully say. I mean, he is just somebody who's really blossomed under... Bubble taking over the reins as IGL. Ships has just had that leash taken over him, been able to focus on his own game and make plays. You've got himself and Dreamer, who are just proving to be such a powerhouse duo right now for SKADE.
So, such a high quality roster, of course. We've seen them come through. I mean, they're absolutely the best academy team in World Counter-Strike at the moment, with the amount of promotions we've seen them get to the main MOUZ roster as well. I do feel a bit bad for MBK, don't get me wrong. I mean, he was sort of just unceremoniously dropped before the RMR. He didn't do that badly, to be honest.
Bleeds. No, he actually did well. Yeah, I was actually contributing, mate. His experience, his contribution to the structure, the big match temperament, and then, lest we forget, he won a number of games for them in terms of his fragging as well. Might have had an off-map hero there, but don't get me started on that, because we'll talk about it for a while. MOUZ.
Exactly.
My boy.
SMH. It's fine. You go.
SMH,
the thing is, like, it was exactly. It was either like take JDC straight away, or not at all for a little bit longer. But in the end,
I was kind of wondering, what about maybe Dexter? Maybe you give NBK a chance at IGLing. I think
maybe.
We've seen what we're getting out of him. Let's go into that conversation a bit later on, though. 45 seconds left on the clock. MOUZ NXT looking to try and get themselves in towards the A side. MHL has his AWP. Lets it sing, finds a kill. Frags left, right, and center right now for the T side. Finally, a bit of a rebuttal. Needs to come more, though. 2 kills between the 2 of them. Dreamer doing a fantastic job right now, and he leaves Ships in another 1 versus 2.
Can he do it again? This time he has a kit, so he can take his time, and MHL is very low. It's the same 2 players, I believe, Shuri and MHL. And we'll go down towards triple. That's very wallbangable, of course. Now he gets the information. How much damage can he do to Shuri? Down to 66. Forces a swing. I think he has the information on where both these players are residing. MHL swings, and now Ships has a chance here. A much more chance than I think Shuri has, to be honest. Big swing comes in, and Ships has won another one. 2 1 versus 2s in a row for King Ships. This guy, absolute monster on the server. Has always been an incredibly talented player, and he's showing it again.
I'd say that one was more difficult than the previous one as well, because when he came through from apartments, he had that element of surprise. Now he was out in the open. After Shui completes the plant, he goes for the jump spots, and they know exactly where Ships is. They try and go for the double peek. It felt like MHL and Shui were a little bit disconnected there. When MHL takes a fight, Shui's still tucked in. And essentially, Ships just cleans them both up. Really nice patience coming through from Ships as well. The fact that he was confident enough to sit back and wait and find these kills. He really held his nerve there.
Exactly. Incredibly strong from Ships. He's always been an incredibly fun star player to watch. And it has forced MOUZ NXT down to a full force by here. Straight in toward the A site. Rainmaker does get one. Shane will drop, and now he can fall back toward the bottom of the stairs, but he's under a lot of pressure. Yeah, I was about to say, surely he doesn't get more than that one. MHL takes him out. Bomb can be planted in the inverse triple spot as well. very open for the entirety of the site, and look how close Exertion is. Dreamer needs to be very careful. Double swing, Max 10 jumps in, M4 trades it, exactly as planned, and Ships get sprayed down as well with that AWP. Great find from Exertion. Now it's all down to Bubble on 11 HP, and Denislav on his AWP as well with no kit. I think we're already falling back.
Ah, beautiful combination there. The 1-2 punch, right? Exertion gets both of those kills. His teammate takes the bait for him, but it's all in a really good name. Oh, Denislav only just going to be able to keep his AWP and play their big frag onto Exertion to finally take him down in the round. Yeah, it feels like everybody kind of has to elevate their game by like 7 to 10% to try and negate the fact that JDC isn't there anymore. You don't want to put too much pressure onto Jum either, right? Because he's 15 years old. He's top fragging right now. Don't get me wrong. The kid is cracked. He's incredibly talented. But, yeah, you need the Exertions and the Shuis and the MHLs to really be elevating their game.
Exactly. And yeah, the fact that what's just absolutely incredible as well is that we all knew right before they picked up Jim that this roster is the main, like the most impressive academy team out there. And now they've got one of the most sought after young players in World CS. It's absolutely remarkable. Of course, he is Sergei's brother, don't forget. So that's the tie that he has to talent.
Yeah, last time I was casting, I called him Yampi's brother.
Oh no!
My God.
Come on, Ace.
Yeah,
it's okay.
That didn't go down too well.
We all went.
I mean, imagine I confused two Finnish guys who are both like similar. You know, end of the world material right there. SKADE have gone for a force by great shot coming through there from Dreamer. Desert Eagle Rainmaker frags as well. Trav, I mean, this is already a 5 versus 2. All of a sudden, Bubbles coming through with the flank all the way at the top side of the map. He's found Shui. It's fallen apart. Finally a kill. Yeah, sure, but it's taken a lot of damage in the process.
And basically it's down to Jim here, and he's on with health. Exertion is close. Will be heard dropping down towards Sandwich by Ships. And they'll know he's low as well. Yeah, he gets taken down pretty simply. Jim has tried to trade it, but that is a very smart play again from Ships. He's really started on form today. Just shoulder peeking with the Deagle, getting all the damage done. Hits 3 shots, 1 through the edge of the wall, finishes him off. And that's SKADE up to 5 in a very messy start to this map of Mirage, but it's been some fun, that's for sure.
You know, it's quite curious that SKADE, used to struggle on Mirage, but ever since they've added Dreamer and Bubble, remember how good Fiend were on Mirage? Like, they had like an 80% win rates over like 25 maps played or something stupid like that. Like, they had a really strong Mirage. Bubbles brought that here into SKADE now as well. They're looking really good on Mirage in recent times. It's going to be that exact man who opens up the round against the Force Buy again here. MOUZ NXT, they're bashing their head against this wall. It's not really breaking, Trav.
And they're continuing that force buy, aren't they? Because it's been so successful for them, but I'm afraid this one looks like it's falling by the wayside a little bit. Exertion's been tagged down to 42 as well. Shui peeking in. Oh, he spots a gun barrel. Could pre-fire the guy in the cubby toward jungle.
Oh, no.
He's not looked at it. That's a shame. Would have had a free AK upgrade there. Probably no way back into the round anyway.
Oh,
so
my God.
At least it's not too critical.
This was the force buy, just been completely eviscerated, not even a single point of damage. I just want to push that point out even further, what I was making at the start of the round here. SKADE, in their past 7 games that they've played on Mirage, have won it 6 times, okay? Not only that, but they've beaten the likes of Bad News Eagles, in which we all know how strong that team is from Kosovo. They've beaten Whistler Krakow, who are also really good on Mirage. They've beaten Sinners, and they've beaten GamerLegion, all in the past sort of like 2 weeks type of thing. So SKADE's, their fortunes, maybe not so much their fortunes, but their form has really started to turn on Mirage.
Indeed. We all know, as I said in the pre-game, MOUZ NXT, they've played it 15 times, only lost it 3 times. Don't forget, a lot of that is the Academy League, where they've just been rolling people, but still, it counts for something. It shows how confident they are on this map, even with the new team, but unfortunately the Pistols can only get the 1 as they push toward mid. Dreamer gets 3.
Jeez.
Very clean indeed. Ships gets 1. He's looking to probably get the last as well. Who will take it? It's Bubble this time. And that's SKADE on 7. On the CT side as well. And as you said, maybe losing JDC is something that could cause this roster problems, because we've just seen recently in the Omen Challenge, that you know, they've had a couple of very surprising losses. They even lost to Imperial, which is you know, the new Last Dance Fallen's team. So yeah, that's a great result for Imperial, but not one you'd expect from these boys.
Yeah, they got hammered by Imperial. No, I mean, losing JDC is massive for MOUZ NXT. It can't actually be. He was also one of the oldest players, remember? I think isn't he like 25, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I'll check that for you.
Yeah, please. I'm pretty sure he is. You know, so you think about it, he brings, you know, a bit more of a mature presence to the team as well. Maybe you make sure that the younger guys are kept in check if they get a bit emotional, they get a bit down, you know, brings everybody up. I don't know, I'm speculating here. Normally it's the more mature people in the team who play those roles. Look at the flank that's come through. There's a bit of a boost in snipers, and Exertion's been able to get into the back lines, into market here, completely undetected.
Absolutely. This is going to be a bit of a scary one, I think, actually. Oh, when does he check? Oh, he looks for it. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. The awareness is on another level from Ships with this one. Exertion just wastes the time now and put pressure on Ships. He tries to jump up toward Van because he knows he's pressured and it doesn't work. MHL takes Dreamer as well. It's all down to Bubble. Gets one. Spray transfers for a second. He can't find it just yet. Incendiary does bounce toward the default plant spot, so that's a nice bit of utility usage there from Bubble, but he needs to rotate around. He could have MHL on a free plate here. Surely he takes him. He does. Bubble's a genius. He's wasted so much time. Recovers it into a 2v2. Jim trades him, but Denislav is holding the angle. It's now all down to Shane, and he can't get the first. Rainwaker takes him out, and that's now already a half lead confirmed for SKADE.
I mean, there's so much to talk about in that round. You know, firstly, the fact that Ships checks his flank is absolutely obscene, and he spots Exertion. He can't get the kill, but he buys time by dropping that smoke and staying alive. And in the end, the rotations actually come through, and you know, as you said, Bubble. Yeah, there we go. Bubble does a fantastic job. He gets 2 kills, and he also stays alive. And again, like, you know, it's the fact that they're buying time for their teammates to rotate through that also makes a big difference. Denny's love, he finished it off, and SKADE. I mean, that was MOUZ's round. They had full control of that B site. They got the kill. That was their round for sure. So a big one for them to drop in the end.
Absolutely. I'm forgive me for this, but who is the player age you asked me to check again?
It was JDC.
JDC. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for reminding me.
That's okay. No
JDC
problem.
is 21.
Lots going on right now. Okay, wow, I was way off. Holy hell. I mean, I need to just stop making these outrageous calls.
Exactly. I mean, actually, to be fair, the reason
as you asked that, everybody, because we've just caught up with chats, everybody is.
Oh, of course, they're all going to tell us we're wrong. It's fine.
Going to be the butt end of the joke. Yeah, so let's just go with that.
The thing is, actually, I thought for a second, I thought you were asking me about MHL as well. So I checked MHL's age, and he was 20 anyway. So I was confused for a second too. So that's why I decided to double check.
I don't know why I thought he was that old. I'm not sure what it was.
He doesn't look old. He looks like a spring chicken.
Yeah, I know. I just remember thinking that there was one player in the MOUZ NXT team. Okay, Cyclone's 26. Maybe that was the coach when he was the coach. He might have been the one I was thinking of. Because I know in the Academy League, you're allowed to have one person who's older than 21. I thought that was...
yeah,
anyway, apologies, guys.
Rule, yeah.
Listen, like, we follow a hell of a lot of different teams, right? And try and
it's hard to remember all the time.
If I want to try,
you'd have to be some kind of special person to remember every single age off by heart. That's for sure.
We're not all esports, okay?
Yeah.
I wish...
What do you mean? What do you mean? I am esports and you are too. What are you on about?
No. There is only one man that is esports.
Yeah, he was the elder on the team. Chat's correct, of course. Thanks for the confirmation, guys. I did make sure to double check that for you because obviously I wanted to make sure we are factually correct for you guys. And this round needs to be factually correct for MOUZ NXT because they are 9-3 behind at the moment. And struggling a little bit on the T side. I've been impressed with Jim, of course. He's been still fragging pretty well despite the fact they've only got 3 rounds on the board. But yeah, at the moment, SKADE are showing a good run of form, and they are, I mean, as I said, they're not at their peak rank on HL TV for nothing at the moment.
It's going to be Dreamer who opens up this all-important gun round as well. MOUZ NXT still have a chance to fight and show themselves, or give themselves a bit of a platform here on this T side. Obviously, it's their map pick as well. You know, Mirage is a fail-safe for MOUZ NXT, man. This is their fallback. It's their bread and butter. It's their playground. But right now, they're being contested in a big way. And we've seen SKADE have had great form on this map recently as well. How does this round play out? Dreamer's in such a strong position right now. Yimpart does look like he could be aware of it, though. Narrow margins.
Very narrow indeed, and he does get Dreamer. That's at least a way back in. Problem is they're very low. But I think they're doing a pretty good job at the moment.
Look at Rainwaker. Yeah.
Snake, grass. We all know they're saying. He's in position to pounce right now. Jim is only 16 HP, Shui is 60, Wallbang's coming in, that will take the distraction away, and there it is, now a 1 versus 1. Jim is 16 health, Ships only has the AWP down, that means that Jim's going to go aggressive for it. PT50 comes out though, and it's just the 1 bullet required, and that's the 3rd clutch that Ships has won in this first half alone. 2 1v2s and a 1 versus 1. This guy cannot be beaten in a clutch situation.
Wow, he is just winning clutches left, right, and center right now. Insane. He's only got 11 kills as well, by the way. And isn't that the perfect example as to why statistics don't mean everything? When you look at it, you say, oh, Dreamer, oh, Bubble. Ships has won 3 rounds almost single-handedly. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but he's been a really big impact in a lot of those rounds they have won. 10-3, Trav. MOUZ NXT falling to the wayside in a big way here right now on their map pick, and it's Dust2 Next. It's a map this team barely plays at all, so that is not where they want to end up being down 1-0 in the series.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, just looking at the last few days, we knew that losing JDC would be a big impact to this team, but at the moment, it seems to be bigger than they were expecting. I'm not saying this is to do with Jim at all. Like, he's doing a great job. Just obviously, JDC was probably a significant rock that held these young guys together. Played with them for a very long time, of course. But I mean, that's the thing. If you're in this sort of situation between a main team and an academy team, if you're just absolutely sick, you're going to get called up.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, he took the opportunity perfectly. Like I said earlier with IM Katowice, Dignitas goes for an information peek in middle. For the most part, SKADE have been happy to let MOUZ NXT have that control once they've taken it at the start of the round, but that's a bit of a change up then. I love it from Dignitas. Gets that kill. Bubble going to be the next man called into duty, but it's the T side who find themselves a couple kills. It's the sniper who's trying to keep his team in it. Could get time from Palace, won't be expecting the second person.
Noise.
Oh, man.
Exertion, you have to check behind you. You have to check behind you, my friend. Denislav's been tagged down there. They know where he is. And he's under a lot of pressure. Every single MOUZ NXT player is very healthy, all got full health, so they're going to be okay. Denislav deploys all of his utility before he has a chance to drop, and Jim takes him down. But Dreamer does find Exertion in the meantime. Unfortunately, takes a ton of damage in taking that kill, but he is 17-9 so far as Dreamer on this half. He's having an absolute banger at the moment. And what has happened to this CT smoke? Was that Denislav's? I can't actually remember. I think he deployed something. So he tried to go for a one-way to get away. Couldn't make it happen. And yeah, that sort of left him for a bit of a one-way. But at the moment, it's Incendiary could be the MVP. It's going to force Jim out. When does he swing? He takes so much damage to it. Down to 36. And Ships has still not pounced yet. He's out with the P250. There's one. He's only got the AWP, so he's going for the sidearm. Gets one. Can he get the last as well? It's going to be very tough to find. MHL's full blind. Still finds him. Now it's all Dreamer. He's holding the bomb. MHL's running him down. He takes the 1 bullet required. Oh my goodness. What an exciting game this has been. MHL goes down to the bomb as well. But MOUZ win their 4th.
What's crazy is Jim is the one who's fragging. He's got 14 kills right now. He's nearly double anybody on his team. He's the stand-in. Yeah, where are MOUZ NXT right now? They're just nowhere to be found. At least in the end, they do win that all-important round out over on the EA bomb sites. I mean, it gets incredibly close in the end. You know, Ships' big backstab does come through, but yeah, MHL able to hold on.
Yeah, very impressive. Gotta say, that was another very exciting clutch situation. I think that again, we've seen the 3 Ships clutches. Well, that was another one which he could have made happen, but this time MOUZ NXT finally best him, thanks to MHL.
A lot more of that to come through from MOUZ NXT though, if they're going to stand a chance here to fight back on their map pick. Get ahead in the series going into map number 2. Does look like the focal point is going to be the A side once again. Flash is really good, but Denislav's able to keep his teammates alive. They don't even know Bubble is there now. Denislav going to continue to frag out. Surely not a third. No, at least Jim's able to take him down. Sick multi-kill coming through from him to open up the A side.
Again as well, another one. And now MHL is close towards stairs. Do they know it? Are they aware of it? Bubble looks like he wants to swing. Can he go for it? He can. Gets taken out immediately, but they doesn't keep coming because he doesn't keep MOUZ 1 down. But look at Ships. This guy's an absolute nutter right now. He's on a hard flank again. Second time in 2 rounds. Should catch Shane in the back and does. You know, it's all down to Mr. Jim, 15 years of age, but still 100 HP. Gets the bomb planted toward default. And he can move towards CT if he really wants to. The grenade will only take him down to 74. He has a chance just to straight up dual stairs and connector. Spots one, does a lot of damage to Dreamer, but there's only a few bullets left. Has to go for a reload, but on that final burst, he takes Ships. But Dreamer, he's been the king in the server so far. He bests him. Another NT to pop in the chat. Jim's trying his best to hard carry right now, but it will be SKADE to win out the half 11-4.
Yeah, MOUZ NXT pick up 4, but every single one of those rounds came in isolated moments. They never found any consecutive rounds, therefore built up no momentum throughout the half. Oh, Jim, great effort in that clutch there, Trav. You know, it seemed like he was on course to win it, mate. How beautiful was that little pivot towards ramp, you know, firing above the blocks there, you know, barely any bullets in the magazine. Great headshot landed. This was the sequence from Dignitas to get the advantage initially into SKADE's favor. You know, Jim with a really solid effort, though, all in vain. Half number 2 underway. SKADE, they've got themselves up 11-4. This is on their opponent's map pick as well.
Yeah, insane. Absolutely nuts so far from SKADE. I'd be very happy with their opening half of this series. I hear ticks in the chat. Are we going for a reset? I think we are. So don't hold on to your horses. Don't let them loose just yet.
Don't hold on to my horses and don't let them loose. Trav, what am I supposed to do? You contradicted me. I'm confused.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We'll be on the same page at some point. What I will mention is that Jim is 17-13, and you were right. Look at the KDs. I mean, Shuri's having a rough performance so far. 2-14. I mean, that's not what we really come to expect from him.
Man, the IGL, by the way.
Yeah, he's very talented. No, even though he is the IGL, we expect him to put out some decent numbers. But yeah, and you know the worst part about Shui's name, even though I like it just reminds me of the Cristiano Ronaldo meme. Sui. Can't get it out of my head.
That is so true. He needs to just do it with like 18 U's and then HY afterwards. It's just like, that's
wins out the 1 versus 2. That sounds good.
Exactly.
I don't mind that.
I mean, could be a Shui as well from Australia. Either way, we do get to see some player cams, and that's Jim. There we go. The 15-year-old in the flesh.
Having a grin there. Nice to see. Everyone's happy. Everyone's giving us a little look, a little stare. It's very scary. Leave us alone. I'm kidding. Look at that lovely little MVP trophy on his little on his shelf next to his plants. Isn't that cute?
MHL. Feeling it. I like that. Mr. Exertion. I feel like he's one of the players who really needs to step up as well because he's got so much potential. You can see it every time he plays with that rifle. My God, when he runs at opponents, he's just got such crazy multi-frag ability because of how quick his reflexes are and how good his first bullet accuracy is. So he's one of those players who can, you know, really thrive amongst chaotic situations. So I feel like Exertion is the one I'm looking at here to also, you know, have the impact for MOUZ NXT to fight back.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just double check quickly what the technical pause reason is. Obviously, we have a nice little channel we use for our information when we cast. So thank you everyone for holding with us. Dreamer timed out for a second, and the coach said it would be ready in around about 30 seconds. So hopefully it won't be too long. That's a nice flex, isn't it? Look at that. What a clean room, and all you have is a board of medals. Now that's hot.
Yeah, I mean, Dreamer's been in the business for a very long time, so no surprise to see these racked up. But I said Dreamer Bubble has been in the business for a very long time, and no surprise he's racked up a number of medals. There's Dreamer. Love that camera angle there. Thank you very much, Dreamer. And back into the action we go. So thankfully, not too long of a delay. SKADE. Well, I mean, they could put a nail in the coffin. I wouldn't go so far as to say the final nail, but certainly a nail in the coffin if they win this pistol round.
Exactly. We do a double take, and this is the correct take. The pistol round is live. Shui's jump spotting from CT, spots the first bit of information, and in comes the flashes and utility. There isn't going to be much. We need to get the entries thanks to Ships' PT50, but Shane's doing good work from underbelt. Gets one, but he's out of bullets. Should get overwhelmed, and is. Rainwaker takes him down, but Shui's still taking frags. Bubble will drop. Takes down his counterpart IGL, and he even takes Rainmaker as well, and there's Jim on the rotation, catching Ships being cheeky. It's now all down to Dreamer. We've got plenty of kills in this game so far, but not anymore. Jim takes him down. Another multi-kill for Jim in this game. He's up to 19 kills, and they only have 5 rounds on the board.
There we go. Now he's more than double anybody on his team, by the way. He's going to reach 20 kills before anybody else even has double digits. But look at the baiting Dreamer. He's 0-0-1. Where's he been the whole game? That's what I want to know.
Oh, goodness. Look at this. This is something connected. This is something we don't see too often, by the way. Yeah, no.
Full eco T side.
Yeah, no. This is what I don't see too often. We see
5 for masses.
5 for masses.
Ha!
Usually we see an MP9 at least, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 1 M4.
The Glocks are going to win this round. No one's ever seen 5 for masses together on the CT side for a reason.
No, I would tend to agree with you. I'm personally of the opinion that the MP9 is actually better than the FAMAS, even sometimes mid-range, because like tapping isn't too difficult with it. But yeah, maybe I'm crazy.
I mean,
Yes, I
I
am.
wouldn't
Just say yes.
wager against it.
You'll learn one day. Run boost toward mid. A leap over for one of the Glocks. They try and get the Deagle into the action, but gets taken out immediately. They're going to play pass to parcel with it to try and get at least one kill, but they're tapping down very comfortably here. And that shows the accuracy of the FAMAS if you just tap.
Oh, Dreamer, why didn't you have the bomb?
They tried it. They tried the matchmaking strat, jumping out
Well, yeah, but I've seen matchmaking players do it better than that. You need the bomb to make that one work. Either way, 11-6. It is going to be the gun round coming through here in the third round because of that eco that you... I guess you didn't mention. I mentioned the eco because you were talking about the FAMASs, but it is going to be AKs coming through now for the T side. 5 of them to be precise. A bunch of utility for the Bulgarian squad to work with, and they're going up against those 5 FAMASs still. So actually a nice advantage here for SKADE.
Exactly. I mean, that's the main reason I like fully ecoing when you, obviously when you don't get that bomb planted, because you are up against now the buy that MOUZ NXT still had, but SKADE have the weaponry advantage. They've got 3 smokes in total, still, after they get their control of mid. Ships is trying to make his way in toward window. He's crept all the way in. I think he's done it successfully as well, without MHL being aware. They go aggressive though. They take 1 AK out of the round already, but there's Ships pouncing. MHL drops, and Dignitas should find Shuri. He has. And now he can smoke off, connected behind him to jump through and get the bomb planted toward A because the site is open for business. Exertion and Jim are looking to save. That was quick.
Yeah, that was quick. I mean, SKADE looking to keep things simple, right? I mean, Ships, who else but him to find the multi-kill once again, and they're going to be getting themselves into a very comfortable 12-6 position. And almost the issue here for MOUZ NXT is even though they kept 5 players alive in the second round, Trav, they only get $1,400 when they lose this one, which means even though the next is quote-unquote a bonus round, you know, a couple players are only going to have $3,400, Shane and Shui to be precise. So yeah, that's not M4 armor. That's another FAMAS and armor. If they decide to go for that buy in the next round, if you lose that again, it's 13-6, anti-eco 14-6. I know I'm looking far ahead in the future, but try stay with me here. 14-6 at that point. Then they finally get M4s and orbs. Means that would be the first time that they've actually had like the proper weapons to work with on the CT side. So this next round is crucial whether they commit to the buy or not. I'm intrigued to see whether they will. I think that they will though. Especially if these two stay alive. It changes the complexion because I guess they can drop.
Yeah, I mean, like, they can both drop an M4. There's going to be no AWP available, as you say. So not a full buy, as you so predicted that we could see quite late on. It basically all hangs on this round, as you explained beautifully. Shui's up to 4 kills. He's got a couple since the start of the second half, but really it has just been NHL and Jim doing a lot of the fragging at the moment. And it's you need the full team to... all chime in, really, don't you? It's a team game, of course. You can't just have one person hard carrying, especially against a team like SKADE, right? Maybe you can do that in a best of 1, not in a best of 3 for an invite quarterfinal against Vitality of all teams.
I mean, Nico's proven that. He's been the living embodiment and proof that you can't win as one man. I mean, Simple's come close, but even he needed but an electronic there. So
exactly.
Yeah. 12-6 vital gun round comes through. MOUZ NXT's hopes and lives here on Mirage pretty much hinge on this round right here, right now. SKADE, they're cruising. They've got so much breathing room right now. They're looking really, really solid and comfortable.
It's been a great start for them. And, you know, we look back on it, right? There are just certain aspects of halves and just maps in general which you tend to reflect on. Just think if Ships hadn't won those 3 clutches, say they all went,
especially the first
way.
2, like the back-to-back 1v2s. What happens then? Because
could be 9-all.
The third one was towards the end of the half, right? So yeah, the first 2 are probably the most impactful ones. Yeah, it's a good point, Trav, that you raised there. We could get very philosophical with that one. Where would we be in life if that never happened?
Of course. Trying to get the bomb planted here, SKADE. MHL has already taken a bubble through the smoke. They're trying to play really aggressive off this, but they're going to have to take their time. They've got 3 kits, to go for this retake. Problem is they only really have one flashbang, and already Ships. Oh my goodness. He's just lurking toward top mid, being an absolute nuisance, and takes both kills. And then it's still not checking mid. What's going on? How is he getting so many kills? He could even tap down a fourth. He gets 3, but MHL answers back. Look at the health on Dreamer. He's stuck toward Palace. Can they recover this one? Denislav has to do the work and does. Gets one. All down to MHL on low HP, and he can't finish the job. Oh, Ships. This guy has got all the ideas and all the skills.
It's just the decision making, if you think about it, Trav. It's not like he's just standing in the open and, you know, it's a good teammate Flash and he's mowing down 3. Think about the way he's gone about the business in his clutches. Think about the pathing we've seen in some of these really high impactful rounds from him. Think about the flanks we've seen time and time again where he's reading the situation there on the B side and he's pushing through T-spawn. Like, he's just reading the game so goddamn well. Not surprised they turned to him as the IGL, but you'd love to just see him in probably this like second voice role where he gets to have that freedom. And on this occasion, he just makes a beautiful play once again, you know, flanking top middle, getting those kills, pushing the opposite side of Con to what they expected. They're pushing into a stack, and Ships again, he's the one to find the opening kills. You wouldn't even have said that they stacked the site, but there were 5 players here for MOUZ a few seconds ago.
Yeah, and we see the lovely top-down angle of it as well against the Felico, just showing how they entered the site together there, sort of splitting up at a decent level, not like going one by one, not at any risk of getting collateraled either. And Ships just eats them all up. 21-10. Don't forget, as you said earlier, Dreamer's stats have been reset as he left the server and rejoined, so he's not got 1 kill and 2 deaths, I can assure you. But
in 20 rounds?
He was, I think he's on 18 kills, like 18 and 11 right now, from memory, I think.
Well, Trav, what I want to know is how do MOUZ NXT get back into this? You know, you think about how dominant this has been from SKADE so far. We haven't seen any momentum at all coming through from the MOUZ squad in this map. You know, MHL in that previous round, I'd say that's the first time we've really seen any like stark resistance coming through or stern resistance coming through from a MOUZ player. You know, he got a really nice multi-kill there and nearly won the round for his team, but it wasn't enough. At least he's got the glass cannon AWP here, 14-6. This has gotten away from MOUZ NXT at a rate of knots here in the playoff game.
Yeah, it has. MHL is, as you say, at least got the glass cannon AWP up, so they're going to have it at least once on the CT side. But the question is, how many can they win in a row? SKADE, look at the amount of map control. There's 1 minute 30 on the clock, and Ships is up connector already. He's flashing through the smoke to take control of jungle. They're going to pinch the A site. Shane is stuck toward triple. He's got no way out. Surely he'll be spotted at some point. Denislav takes MHL anyway. That's the AWP gone already. Now Shane has to peek. He gets 1, but he can't get 2. And look how fast SKADE were. Unbelievable. Bubble's still in Con, unaccounted for by Shuri. And it's a 3v2 again.
How perfect are the trades coming through from the T side? It just feels like everybody's in the perfect place to get the kill after their teammate goes down. At least on this occasion, Exertion will get... Oh, wow. Okay, just all the frags roll through. Quick 2 kills for Exertion. Then Jump gets a frag as well, and it's 14-7.
Yeah, that's a bit of a surprise. I didn't think they'd recover it that quickly, but once again, it's Jim getting an important one to recover the round, and Exertion helping out. But yeah, that was Ships again played that very, very quickly up toward connector fast. SKADE pinched the A bomber site relatively well there. They got it into that 3v2. Bubble was the second man over to get that trade right, which made it that 3v2. Couldn't find him in connector, but once that information was gleaned, they recovered it nicely. Exertion does make the short jump there toward Cat, but unfortunately falls off at the last second, so he's going to be committed to underpass now.
And look at Ships. He's looking to try and jump up, I think, here in towards snipers. I think he already has. Oh my god, he absolutely has. MHL should know this, surely, right? He was definitely close enough to hear those audio cues. It couldn't have been silent unless there was a lot of action going on elsewhere. Yes, they don't know. They're not at all aware. Ships has caught them off guard. From inside out, he gets the kill. But there's still work to be done because Exertion himself is on a bit of a play right now.
Oh, he's dropped down silently as well. That was really good movement. That looked harder than it was, but no! Oh, I just praised him for doing it silently, and Denislav checks it inexplicably. What?
Scoped in nonetheless. He didn't even unscope. That was just scoped in. He just swings to the right.
Oh,
Exertion was playing perfectly.
Exertion
he did that to the book. Trav, you can't blame him. He was winning them that round with that play because there were 2 players pushing T-spawn. He would have heard all those footsteps. He would have known there was one top mid. Gets all that info for his team. It's only MHL left now. He does have a chance. Gets the first goes down afterwards. God, Denislav, you are a beast. And to do that scoped in nonetheless, Trav, what makes it even more crazy in my opinion.
I wouldn't disagree. Not in the slightest. That is unbelievable. What a time to do that. And like that is like I was just eulogizing about how well Exertion dropped off the boxes there silently. That's not easy to do in the heat of the moment. And Denislav still checks it. He's gonna be apoplectic. Oh wow. Anyway.
Especially when you consider the state of their buy coming into the next round, like how important that round was for their cause here. Scout, Desert Eagles, 5-7 and an MP9. That's all that stands between SKADE and a 1-0 start here to this all-important playoff game.
Yeah, unbelievable. Shuri does get the opening, but there's Denislav again. Ships answers back. Another kill. Lots of damage has been done, but again, it's a 4v3. Damage has really been the key for SKADE on this T half. They've put a lot of players there in those clutch situations. Shuri even actually checking the murder hole there because he's wary of them going toward B, but they're guessing wrong right now. That's a nice shot from Denislav again. Takes Exertion out. He's his nightmare right now. He is his nemesis.
Yeah. Everywhere Exertion goes, he just walks straight into Denislav, and he's going to just wake up in cold sweats thinking Denislav's in his corridor. And look at this, Trav. Look at this. MOUZ NXT have gone for the full gamble. They've bet everything they have on black, and the ball is about to land on red. If SKADE are going into a vacant site here, the longer they take, the worse off they're going to be. They don't know there's no one there right now. But MOUZ NXT have gone for the literal, like, ultimate gamble. And I don't even know if it's warranted or justified if you think about the fact that Denislav just got a kill. But I mean, Denny just got a kill at A. I guess you have to make some sort of outrageous play when you got these two guns. But
yeah, that's the point. That's the point, I think.
They really would have prayed, though, that after Denislav gets the kill, they all go to the opposite side of the map, you know?
Yeah.
Which I suppose might have happened.
A 5-7 MP9 crossfire is, like, really all you can hope for. You're not going to retake
Come on,
that.
Jum's alive, Trav.
Anything's possible. He's been insane on this first map, but I think it might be in vain, I'm afraid. Ships takes Shuri. Now it's all down to the aforementioned Jim. What can he do? Picks up the MP9. Get one more kill, mate. Go on. There we go. Puts it up to 21. Nice number. But I'm afraid that's all he's going to get. Excellent first map performance from SKADE. 16-7 on MOUZ NXT's map pick. How clean was that? They are looking fantastic at the moment, and they will be delighted with that start. We'll be back for map 2. That'll be Dust 2. That's the number 2. See you in a minute.
Paying online with AstroPay is really simple. From the merchant site, choose AstroPay as your payment option. Then, type your mobile number, enter the confirmation code, and select your preferred payment method. If you choose to pay with AstroPay Wallet, good for you, select it and you are ready. If you choose another payment option, follow the steps on screen. Your online payment is completed. Get the app in your favorite store or visit us at www.astropay.com.
we're looking for one more spot in the invite quarterfinals for the Pinnacle Cup. SKADE are 1 map away, and MOUZ NXT are not really a Dust 2 team, Hayes. Are we looking at a 2-0?
I mean, it does look like it could be the case. Big fight coming through towards middle right now. It's going to be just blows being exchanged. No kills until right now. There we go. Frags do roll through. It is going to be 2 for the price of 1 right now. SKADE trading favorably. Exertion this time, at least able to get a 1 kill. We saw what happened in the previous occasion. He was in one of those situations. And now both the remaining players for the CTs find themselves on top of each other towards mid doors.
Oh, ships again, though. He could get both of them, or actually he's helped out by Bubble as well. That was really smart from SKADE. They just, like, they just said stop, right? Just to stop, just stay still. It's the CT team here looking for information in a 2v3. We know the information on 1. Let's see if they both come together. In the end, they did. And once again, it ships off to a fantastic start. 3-0 for him. He's having a whale of a time. Had a fantastic first map, and he started it off great again.
That's just hilarious that he's the one who's also just starts off in like such strong fashion here in the second map. I mean, Trav, you kind of threw me a question there, like just as the whirlwind started, which was you threw me a bit of a curveball there. You're like, pass the ball and run. Either way, no, joke, just bit of banter there. The thing is, right, so SKADE have won. I think they're on like an 8-map win streak on Dust 2 or something outrageous like that. Is going to be a bit of a hit coming into the B bomb site here. No smoke just yet. There we go. No smoke, 2 smokes. Problem solved. But as I said, SKADE, they have been in fantastic form on Dust 2 lately. They have indeed won 8 consecutive maps in a row on Dust 2, beating teams like Eternal Fire, Mad Lions, Nexus, who love Dust 2, by the way, Eternal Fire again, Endpoint, Heat, Eternal Fire a 3rd time. So SKADE, and this is all in March, by the way. So this is all within like the past 2 weeks.
What I will mention as well is the fact that makes that the fact that they've done the triple over Eternal Fire on Dust 2, which has historically been one of their best maps.
Yes, great point.
That really shows that, you know, even with the talent of Xantares and Woxic, they know how to overcome a team like that. So, yeah, you would have to say that our prediction of SKADE 2-0 probably is going to come true. It's come through in the game. They're 2 rounds up, but in the best of 3 series, let's see if that will be a reality.
Look at those Pinnacle betting odds.
Those are
between
strong odds
MOUZ
for
and
1-0. Yeah,
and it's MOUZ NXT we're talking about here, not just any pushover team. It's not like there's a huge disparity between these 2 teams, but, you know, coupling what we were just saying now about how strong SKADE have been on Dust 2 recently, when you combine that with the fact that MOUZ NXT have played this map 3 times in the past 3 months, and they're playing with a stand-in, and they looked, you know, nowhere to be found on the previous map, like, everything is leveled up against MOUZ NXT right now. Like, this is going to have to be the game of their lives on Dust 2 if they're going to be able to overcome SKADE.
Yeah, exactly. It's a rough one. They choose to save what they had in that 4 spy. The Scout and the Deagle are recovered, or the Deagles. And that'll be all they have. SKADE still have the SMGs to build up money. And Dreamer is already walking up long at the moment. And walking in with the smokes as well. That smoke, I think that might be a little bit of a miss, that one. In the middle of nowhere toward long ramp.
By design, mate. Watch the streamer's going to use it as a one-way towards the car. yeah, maybe. That's what I'm thinking.
We're so smart.
I love the innovation. Look, we're looking out for our Bulgarian homies as well. Like, we're just, you know, finding reasons for... Wait, is that another... There's one on short now. That's in the middle of nowhere. They have to cross CT. There's no... What's going on, SKADE? This is not North America. Rainlink wants to grab that smoke on the floor there because he has the bomb.
Oh... Okay, he takes a little bit of a tag, but then Nicelab can peek. Thing is, right, the weird thing about that is that, sure, they actually did mean knife kill. Yeah. No? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Bubble. 3, 2, 1. There it is. Bonus money for Bubble. And it leaves MHL last alive. But yeah, I'll get back to my point. As we saw that cheekiness come in. Yeah, I quite often, on a round such as that, like to see them not use the cross smokes because they're against pistols. Scout, obviously, you want to smoke the Scout off. I understand it, but against the pistols, they could use that smoke to, you know, boost over, push through with a flash, something, you know, something that can be scary for a full buy on the T side. This time it doesn't come back to bite them, as obviously they did actually attempt to do it, just failed with a bit of a weird mixture of whiffed utility there, but still.
I mean, to add to your point there, because I do like what you're saying. Actually, I think you're onto something when you consider the fact that you don't necessarily want to smoke close. I think the deep smoke in towards CT is a better option against the ecos.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, like, the thing is, like, obviously they know a scout's been saved, so that's the main reason you want to see that smoke up, so you don't just get, you know, collatted by a scout or something ridiculous. But yeah, I do like to see a lack of smokes sometimes, just to, you know, make sure you take the clean fights when you have the weaponry advantage. But yeah, it's already a good start for SKADE. 3-0 confirmed, and that smoke is a bit of a lurk smoke from ships. Shane's going to try and face it with that gap on the right hand side. Of course, SKADE still have the Mach 10 and the Galil, so they're not at full strength just yet. They don't need to be.
Yeah, they've proven in the past that they can do more with less. MOUZ NXT here on their first gun round. It's not, you know, normally you wouldn't put in a huge amount of stock on the first gun round and say it's absolutely vital that the team win it, but I just feel like when you consider, you know, where we're coming from, what happened on Mirage, you know, the context of the situation here on Dust 2 as well, they need to hit the ground running here on the CT side. They've chosen to start on the side as well.
Exactly. I mean, the fact that, you know, the combination of SKADE getting CT first up on Mirage, it was MOUZ NXT's pick, and being on a map like Dust 2, which, you know, can be very T-favoured sometimes when you have the bomb site so hard to retake. It should be a CT-favoured round, though. Exertion toward long. With the help of Shuri, gets both. Denislav does really great work to actually trade that, but there's no way in this time. Dreamer last alive. 1v4. Can't even get the first. Shane takes him out. And that's the perfect start to MOUZ NXT's CT side.
Absolutely. I mean, they get the first gun round, and it's a pretty clean gun round at that as well. They only lose one player in the process. And that was almost by design when you consider the way that they were set up there towards long. So everything working out really nicely for MOUZ NXT. I mean, the protocols were there for SKADE, you know, shifting their way through the round, getting control. But when it came to actually trying to work their way in towards the site itself, that's when it fell to the wayside. SKADE getting choked out at the choke points. We'll have enough cash to full invest again, though.
Yeah, you don't want to be, you know, choked out at any choke points usually. No, unless you're into that, of course. But that's for another. That's for a decision the other day.
Yeah. We don't discriminate as well. By the way.
Exactly. Listen, whatever you're into, guys, don't be ashamed. Shane's holding a very tight angle toward the tunnels, looking for Rainmaker, and he's going to catch him. Actually, not even all of his head wasn't even showing there, and he still grabs the headshot. Good stuff. And he can fall back with the 5v4 man advantage as well. Flashing toward tunnels. They are actually going toward B here. SKADE. Flash is excellently timed. Pushes him away and he spots some information. Resmoke comes in. Has to defend further. Bubble down to 32. How many more can Shane get? Gets one. And with Jim taking bubble in the meantime as well, that should be enough.
Oh man, wait. Straight through the smoke. Ships will be able to get a kill back. Maybe, just maybe, finding a lifeline in the round here for the T side. At least the bomb plant at the bare minimum. Denislav still relying on that smoking towards tunnels as it starts to fade. He's going to be checking it, gets the kill, but he's still got so much work to do. 1 versus 3 turn, 1 versus 2, looking to try and reposition himself off the platform, but Exertion gets the kill.
Good find. They survive again with 2 players alive, so not too bad considering the B site is such a hard site to retake. SKADE tried to pounce, but even when Exertion got that opening pick. And, yeah, managed to fall away nicely. Good job. And they only won 1 round the difference now. Now it does put SKADE down to pistols again, so... Aye. Okay. We have a game on in the early stages of the CT half for MOUZ NXT here.
I mean, this is the most competitive they've looked in the whole series so far, might I add. I mean, they were incredibly inconsistent on Mirage, you know, winning a round here, losing the next 3, winning a round back. We never really saw anything, you know, any consistent periods or passages coming out of MOUZ NXT. However... you look at these individuals, you look at the names, we all know what they're capable of. All 5 of these guys are strong fraggers on their day. All really good players for multiple different reasons. It's not like it's over. You know, I know we've kind of painted this as though SKADE are absolutely on course to win a 2-0. And, you know, while everything points in that direction, MOUZ NXT are still good at Counter-Strike, mate.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can't count them out. That's why we're bigging them up so much in map 1. Unfortunately, SKADE just had a very good day on that map, but as you said, overall they'd have to break a ridiculous win streak for SKADE on this map to somehow take this to a 3rd. So I do agree that this is looking pretty difficult. Nice shot from Rainwaker, and actually he takes Shuri as well. But MHL was the insurance policy with Jim still on the site as well, and that is the equalising round. 3 all. And even though Dreamer hasn't got a kill yet, It doesn't really matter at an early stage like this. We saw how great he was on map 1. No problem at all. We can get a full buy back into the action as well. Denislav can have his AWP too. And we're back underway.
There we go. Yeah. Obviously, as I said, MOUZ NXT had the choice of sides. Look at the aggression here coming through from SKADE. I like the fact that they're looking to try and enforce themselves on the flip side. Talking about enforcing themselves, SKADE take full control towards long. And it's super early on in the round as well. This gives them a lot of options, Trav. They could post one player here, try and make their way back elsewhere. Could just delay things, execute later in the round, or even just continue forward from here right now.
Hiding toward car. They have not put a Molotov toward this position yet. How many does Exertion get? You can tell Bubble's looking at it, but Exertion's refusing to show himself. Anytime his head pops up, oh, this is going to be interesting. Jim's here for a crossfire as well. Look how far they got up. This is so unusual. You never see this. How many does Exertion get? Good incendiary from Jim. That does force them back a little bit. Now the peak has to come in. Oh, the big whiff from Exertion. He only gets one. Oh, you could feel the nerves with that one. But Rainwaker and Denislav are still in a tough spot in this round. 2v3, bomb dropped in the open. And with a big flank coming in from Shane, that should seal the round. There's one. Doesn't get the second, but he's only 22 HP left. I think he's about to get peeked from sight as well. There it is. Shui takes him out. Oh, Exertion's blushes are spared a bit there.
Yeah, there was a lot of chaos going on towards Long in his defense, so it was always going to be difficult for him to try and find that fight in his favor once he peeked out. Like, flashes were still raining in, there was smokes, and everyone was blinded, so it was chaotic to try and give him some sort of a defense. But yeah, at least it doesn't cost them the round by any stretch. I mean, as for SKADE, they don't want to use utility to clear out car because they don't want to give the information away that they're so far forward, but it felt like MOUZ NXT had a really good idea of it anyway, so they actually get themselves the lead here for the first time in the series, Trav.
Yeah, exactly. Be something to build off of, that's for sure. But oh my goodness, that is such a hard shot to hit. Ships takes Shane immediately. Now it's all down to Jim and MHL. They can actually pounce with the pistols, but thankfully for MHL, they actually pick them one by one as they go toward B. And Shui is still checking mid just in case, so no problem at all. Rainwaker and Denislav last alive. Should be 5-3. Now it's just the aforementioned Denislav to find. And he's running away with the bomb. Probably not that hopeful of a bomb plant, but at least he's got it on his back.
I mean, it feels like MOUZ NXT have just, had a really good break in between maps. Maybe had a bit of a discussion, maybe able to just splash some water on their faces, maybe touch grass a little bit, who knows. Either way, they are looking like a completely different team right now. They are looking incredibly strong individually. Not afraid to make plays, catching SKADE off guard. You can see the Pinnacle betting odds half what they were a mere 6 or 7 minutes ago because of MOUZ NXT's fight back.
Yeah, for sure. And they're going to call a timeout as well to discuss what's next for them, because at the moment they've fallen behind a little bit. 5 rounds in a row for the CT side. Going to be a full buy available again for SKADE in this one. And yeah, that last full buy round we saw of Exertion on car, just not being checked. That was such an unusual situation as well. We don't see that often whatsoever. And they did well to recover that round. The fact that Exertion only got one, SKADE were always going to get caught off by that. So we're seeing good consistency on this hold from MOUZ NXT. And if you know anything about what we predict, Hayes, usually we get a little bit shocked by some of the maps that are won and lost. We've seen big streaks broken before.
Yeah.
Easily happen again.
I mean, okay, wait, let me hold that joke there, because Shui, he's in towards lowers right now, tries to drop the smoke to keep himself alive, but Dreamer will get the kill first. Shane also looking to make a bit of a play. I can't believe it. 2 ships in the night past each other. Shane in the corner, completely undetected. He should catch them entirely off guard. It's all about when that smoke starts to fade. He finally pounces, get the kill on Bubble, but doesn't expect Dreamer to still be there towards the stairs. Well, the joke is that, nothing ever goes according to plan here, Trav, in the games that we cast. It's always like, all right, so this is what we expect to happen, so that's what won't happen. It's too easy. It's not that simple.
Exactly. We can't. Nothing in life comes easy. Nothing in life worth having comes easy, guys. That's a good quote to remember. Got to put the hard work in, whatever you do.
That's true, Trav. That's a good point.
And that's what these teams
Don't
have been
lazy
doing.
Kids.
Yeah.
Be like Yimpart. Be 16-year-old and be performing at like tier 2 level, like the second
Already.
highest level of international Counter-Strike. What were you doing at 15, Trav? Not
Probably
that.
probably just sitting watching TV and watching Formula One
Just being a
on
kid.
my own. Being a kid. Yeah. I don't know. And this guy.
Well, he is on the B bomb site right now, M4 winners in hand, and he has a job to do. There's 4 players from SKADE who are going to be coming through. They've got the numerical advantage for the first time in a while. All the players charging forward. Jim has been isolated by the utility as well. Good first kill does come through, but that's all it's going to be out of the Finnish player. He's finished in the round, and it's a 2 versus 3.
Oh, MHL actually almost catches Rainwaker there as he jumps into the plot. And look at the grenades coming in. Look at the damage. Exertion has taken Jimmer through the smoke as well, and he's just sidling through. How's he managed that? Oh my goodness, they're not watching the smoke. They had the advantage in that after plant, but Exertion just says, okay, well, I see your smoke. I don't care. I'm walking through it. Gets 2 kills. Activates the retake. And SKADE would have felt quite comfortable in that situation, but in fact, it's MOUZ NXT with their 6th in a row.
Wow, I mean, that's probably the most impressive round of the lot so far as well, when you consider how much they had to do to win that round. And it's Exertion who's the hero. That's what you call taking initiative, making plays, not being afraid of making mistakes, sort of just reading the situation and going at it off the bat. Jim will get tagged on the crosshair by Denny's Love, but what a massive round that is for MOUZ NXT to win, to just keep themselves on track here. Keep in mind, SKADE have a very strong CT side on this map, sporting a 65% win ratio, Trav, so, or win percentage, should I say. Point in case is, even if they get 5 rounds here on the C side, we can't count them out.
That's too. I would feel like it's a little bit CT in general these days. Now, I say, like, T rounds, if you grab them, it puts the economy on the C sheets under a lot of pressure, and retaking is very difficult, but yeah, with the way the M4 is at the moment, they make a huge shadow advantage, and yeah, just goes for the pre-fire in the end. Shiri always taken down with that one. Jim Pistol here though, only gets the 1 though. Jim 1 for 1, and in the end, again, SKADE have an advantage, but we saw what happened in the previous round. MHL still looking around, Exertion still on the A site, looking to pounce when he needs to. 11 and 4 so far, Exertion. 3 players working their way up long. How many can MHL get? He will get smoked off, so he'll have to fall back to get right.
Oh, he's in a really good position right now. Over towards Goose. Is Exertion going to get the first kill, looking to play around the smoke. Frags continues to rain in here for the CT side. SKADE again had the advantage, but it's looking like it's going to be MOUZ who walk away with the round. Dreamer gets a kill. Coming up from short, he's got a bit of time to play with here in this 1 versus 1. Shane with the AWP wants to force the issue. He does connect on the leg shot, but it's not going to be able to get the kill. And finally, SKADE are back to winning ways.
Yep, they break the 6-round streak there. You can recover the AWP as well. Of course, it's problematic for the future of this T half because they only survive with 1 player alive, but still, a very important round to get. And yeah, as you say, the 3 players advancing toward long there just managed to pinch Exertion in time. I felt like Exertion could possibly have got that 2nd kill. Maybe would have made the difference after all, but not to be. And as it is, folks, MOUZ NXT in a bit of a tough situation as well. Both teams are economically broken if they lose this round, so could be a big difference between maybe like a 10-5 or even an 8-7, either which way of it.
Yeah, one of those swing rounds coming through right now. I mean, if SKADE win this, unfortunately for MOUZ NXT, it feels like a lot of their hard work that they do there to win those 6 consecutive rounds kind of gets negated, I would say. Good flash there, blinds MHL up, still going to be able to maintain its position. Big balls to still hold the angle. And with that, SKADE will be kept at bay.
They've got all the right angles still, but actually, Shiri's going to get caught off a little bit there by the advance towards short. Very quick advance towards short, and he spots Denislav holding the angle with the AWP as well. Bubbles crept up a very long way, and with Rainwaker taking Exertion in the meantime, this is a very tough spot now for the defense. Even though they have 2 players here, they have to worry about long as well. MHL's in a horrible spot. Bubbles putting so much pressure on right now, and all the kills are just teaming in. MHL needs a heroic performance here, and he can't even get back toward the site properly. He's phasing away back towards CT, and look at Dreamer, so smart. Teams up with ships for that frag towards CT, and they jump in to get the last. SKADE are back on the server.
In a big way as well. The teamwork and the chemistry is actually what's been able to bail them out of these past 2 rounds that they've won. I mean, really, really good work coming through there, the way that they worked their way up short. They didn't have many options there. You know, MHL was keeping them at bay at middle. They couldn't really get out long initially either. They had to force the issue up short. Eventually, they did have the lurk that came through out of Rainmaker on long. He did a fantastic job in the round. And then coming up short, they also found, you know, superb kills. SKADE, as you say. Absolutely back with the bang. Oh, look at this. 4 players into tunnels from the T side, 2 in towards tunnels from the CTs. Unfortunately, they only have USBs, and they have taken a world of damage from the utility. And it's looking like SKADE are going to be leveling up. And when you keep in mind the fact that, you know, I just mentioned SKADE are incredibly strong on their CT side. If they, you know, if they even just get 6 rounds on the C side, which is guaranteed at this point, they'll feel like they're in with the shot regardless of what happens from here.
Yeah, absolutely. USPs, of course, not really much to do with this one. And as we saw, even ships burning down one with a bit of a tick as well. It's all going to be down to Rainmaker to finish this off. 1 bullet needed and takes Jim out. Which will be found, and we'll have an even game again. It's already confirmed, but, you know, we have to see it on the scoreboard before I can actually say it. 6-all will be coming in, and SKADE will be quite happy with this T side, honestly. They've, as he said, they've lost that little streak of 6, but they've just had their own two little mini bursts of their own of 3. And at the moment, they are, I have to say, looking particularly good. Even with that streak that they lost, they have figured out the fix, which has been really just a little bit of extra team play as a group, right? There was some individual stuff coming in before that, and it didn't really work out. And the way the angles of MOUZ NXT were holding, especially with, you know, that round where exertion was car, stuff like that wasn't going checked properly. I had a Molotov for it that round and didn't use it. So yeah, they've fixed those. They've patched the holes, and we're back even again. Ships, or Denislav, sorry, gets the opening tag as well.
MOUZ NXT, it feels like they need to win this round here, Trav, to just try and keep themselves in the driver's seat here on the map. If they lose this, they lose the lead. They've got no cash in the bank either. It does look like SKADE are going to try and keep things really simple here and just take contact in towards the B-bomb site. Shane, though, starts pre-firing, means he's an easy kill. Jim is the next man up, and he's been traded out as well. MOUZ NXT, unfortunately, kind of get caught off guard in the round. I just love the confidence SKADE are exuding right now. MHL stands, no chance, ships on the lurk. I mean, they're feeling it so much, Trav, that they're willing to just walk out of that smoke into the B-bomb site and trade their way forward.
Yeah, that just sort of tells the tale, doesn't it? Like, it's as simple as that. Even Ships hits the insta headshot, super long range as well, to find exertion. And that confirms SKADE 7th. Looking like 8 as well. A lead on the half looks almost inevitable coming in here. Ships is 16 and 8. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to check exactly what he finished on map 1. He finished map 1 on 24 and 11 after Mirage. So, do the maths. He's having 40 kills already in the series.
Easy MVP performance coming through from Ships in the series right now. He has just been by far the best player on the server. It's going to be an eco from MOUZ NXT, Trav. This was 6-3, no? Yeah, it was 6-3. And it's about to be a run of form from SKADE, about to get a 5th consecutive round here, assuming they're able to deal with this eco. Good kill out of Ships there, adds another to his tally. Oh my god, that one's a lot more impressive at range. Yeah, what do you do? What do you do when you're playing against someone who just, like, contests you down middle when you've got a sniper? He has an AK, and he just destroys you.
Yeah, 40 to 42. Tally will be sure to be increasing as well as we go toward the end of the first half and the CT half as well. Ships makes it 43 in the series. And as I said, they now have the lead confirmed on the half as well. And look, in that short space of time, I know it doesn't matter, right, at this stage, but in that short space of time, look how comfortable those rounds have been. They've already built up, you know, almost, well, they have built up quintuple digits on bubble. And they've got plenty of money to work with. It's insane how quickly that gets out of hand, really, sometimes. MOUZ NXT will be desperate for this final CT round on the half, and already, 2 AWPs on T side. Ships takes Jim out.
Yeah, I mean, he had a nice spawn to drop down into the middle and have that fight, and you got Denislav with his AWP as well, who I believe was initially looking for the pick over at the B-bomb site. But, yeah, it's looking like more of the same as SKADE get themselves that opening frag, as you say, looking a lot more polished. Really, you know, strong team-based rounds coming through from SKADE here. And also, as you say, they've almost made it look a bit easy in these rounds. They've been able to win Exertion. I think almost inadvertently just Jiggle Piece then takes off the shot. Bubble going to be the next man up. He receives the same treatment. That should have been his kill for sure. Dreamer, he has to try and give his team a way back into the round here.
Going into the right place. Problem is, Shane on low HP is smartly playing the headshot angle, but Dreamer, the spray, one bullet just connects. Now it's all down to Exertion toward long. Spots 2 players. How many does he get? Not 1. Oh no. Look at the HP though. MHL is here. Might not matter as he's got the AWP, but he still gets the opening pick. Denislav goes down, and now look. 26 health between the final 2 remaining players, and MHL has just crept to the right of CT, which means he doesn't spot the cross on B. Dreamer's made his way all the way through.
Look, oh, he's taking the fight here as well. Walking into the fight to take the man in CT.
Wow.
I thought he would have just pushed forward, hugging the left wall, and then tried to creep out. I think he kind of plays into MHL's hands there a little bit. Rainwaker will at least have a second smoke here to deploy and complete the wall, get himself across, and potentially turn this into a post plant. But considering his health or lack thereof, it's going to be very difficult for him.
Absolutely. His only option is to hide on the site. Both players, of course, are very healthy. He can't go anywhere else. He's been boxed in, and he's not checking to his left. They're all shifting in. They're making this... Yeah. I was about to say, they're making this one look very easy. Just no sound cues given to Rainwaker at all. That's the problem that he faced. He had no idea that they were already close up. And MHL seals it with 3 kills. Exertion with the other 2. And MOUZ NXT do get their 7 on the half. But SKADE winning out again, as we've expected to see so far.
I mean, I wouldn't have expected to see SKADE win the half at one point, considering they were down 6-3. But okay, MOUZ NXT, they won the half. The scoreline lag swap around confused me there for a brief moment. But anyway, at least for MOUZ NXT, they do win the half, right? Trav, as you say, it did look like that was going to be the case. So I do agree with your point now that I see exactly the way that things are, and it probably just gives them a bit of a boost of confidence as well. If they lost that half 8-7, they would have been in a rough place mentally. However, SKADE on the CT side, still a very scary prospect.
Yeah, indeed.
There's my boy Shui.
Yeah. Quality hair, I've got to say.
Yeah, he's actually, I feel like he's always had actually great hairstyles. His hair game is on point.
Yes, it is indeed. And don't forget what I will say.
Go for it.
What I will say is that this is a huge opportunity for both these two teams, because we mentioned it twice earlier, but it's time to mention it again. Winner plays the one and only Team Vitality. What a matchup for these boys to have a try at. And yeah, I mean, SKADE, I would give them a great chance. I would give both teams a great chance to show what they're made of in this in their match against Vitality in that invite quarterfinal stage. But yeah, I think if we saw SKADE at the moment, who are looking the better team, against them, that would be absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, I wouldn't put SKADE past actually potentially upsetting Vitality based on the form Vitality have been in recently and how good SKADE have been looking. I feel like, they have that upset potential for sure, up against tier 1 teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Would disagree at all. You can see some of the SKADE players here, waiting for the technical pause to be resolved. I can double check that for you and find out what's going on. Camera problems. Oh no, that's not integral to to playing the game, but it's part of the broadcast, so we need to have that all sorted out. Hopefully,
no broadcast, no game, Trav.
Exactly.
Yeah,
can't have any issues.
When we shift into the T side here for MOUZ NXT, I mean, things really started to look grim at the back end of that first half. You consider the fact now that they have to be the playmakers. They're going to be running into the brick wall, named ships. This could still be rough, right? This could actually still be rough and tough here for MOUZ NXT. They've got a potentially long half ahead, and they have to win here in this half to take this to a decider. And then from there, try and get it into a third map, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. And a third map, as we said, it would be Inferno. Would be pretty fascinating, because I think both these teams do like that map quite a lot. So we've seen a lot of instances of them playing it. So if we somehow do get there, it would be a bit of a surprise. But if we do make it, then that is a pretty 50-50, I would say, at that point.
Yeah, I think that Mirage would be, rather Inferno on paper would be like the most 50-50 map that we've got, right? Like, I don't think that Mirage should have been nearly as one-sided as it was for SKADE, but in the end that was the case. Dust 2 always favored SKADE, and then if we went to Inferno on paper, as I said, the stats all point in the direction of that being a very closely contested game. Both these teams having some great form on the map.
Yeah.
Will we get there is the question. Will we go the distance? It's not looking likely, but not impossible either. Still doable.
Indeed. I mean, I can tell you a little bit about the the stats for the two teams on a third map decider in case we do get near that. SKADE, guess what? They've played it 31 times in the last 3 months. We know people like playing Inferno, but that is a lot of instances. They've been Into the Breach, Mad Lions, Eternal Fire, Bad News Eagles. I'll tell you what, that is they've got a good record on it, but yeah, I gotta say, that's a lot of instances of playing Inferno. As for MOUZ NXT, they've lost their last 2, and that very surprising loss to Imperial, right? In that Omen Challenge event, where Imperial absolutely rolled them 16-4. They had one 5 before that, so you have to say they have a chance, but whether they think they can have a chance with Jim in tow, like they would have with JDC, is another matter.
We'll be finding out potentially if we do go to Inferno right here on Dust 2, though. I mean, I'm sure the cameras won't be too long to sort out. Bubble only has 3 kills, by the way, at the end of that half. He was just calling the shots. One of those was a knife kill as well. So
it was, you're right.
33% of his kills in the half were knife kills, Trav.
Very true. Which is a bit of a weird one. Not often you hear a stat like that around and about this sort of level of Counter-Strike, but yeah, I mean, he's being at the moment with ships. When you have ships and Rainwaker and Dreamer all fragging well, like that's all you really need, right?
Absolutely. I mean, he's not in the team to be the mad fragger and to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting. He's there to be the big brain, to take that exact pressure off of ships so that he can be this mad fragger that we're seeing out of him. So there we go. It is indeed going to be the unpause that comes through. And the pistol round will be underway here once again. Couple smoke, couple flashes in play for both these teams, in fact. Lots of utility on the server in this pistol round.
Got 2 flashes on Bubble, a smoke on Rainwaker, and a double setup of 2 smokes and 2 flashes for MHL and Shui. Ready Dennis look, Cloud's going very aggressive towards short, looking for information toward lower, gets that information but gets goosed with trouble, so now he can't fall back. Ships will get flashed in to try and help out, but in the end they both get taken out, I think. Yes, they do. Exertion. Easy. Now it's all down to Dreamer. How many can he get from long range? Taps down Shui beautifully on that second shot, but he needs more. He knows exactly where they're going. They're trying to bypass him, and that would be a bit scary because they're still going into Rainwaker. How many can Rainwaker get? Shane's not looking toward the angle yet. He needs to hit the shots though. Just grabs it. 2v2, and now he can hide on the site with the smoke.
Gonna actually be forcing them back now. Unfortunately, Dreamer's actually rotated out of position as well. He's left middle completely. Both of these T players have a smoke to work with as well. One between the two of them, a flash. Does Dreamer try and phase through? This is the question. Himself and Rainwaker both here right now, and man, Jim is just going to be able to make it into the B side. Not completely unscathed. Both of these players are on that 50 HP mark, and the 2 versus 2 retake is on.
Very much on. Rainwaker and Dreamer, very healthy. Of course, they have 1 flash to get their way in, and Dreamer having a retake position from tunnels as well can be very powerful indeed. 1 door, 1 tunnels. How does it pan out? Jim is pulled at the back of the site. P250 on MHL, of course. He's armorless, which makes it problematic, and he'll get run down. So all down to Jim. Gets the first, but he's got under a lot of pressure from Dreamer. I think he's trying to waste the clock down. He just gets the kill as Dreamer, and I think he's got time. It's going to be quite close.
You think so, Trav? It's going to be so damn close. I think he has time as well.
Oh my
man,
goodness.
just in time. Dreamer, not only does he do all the work in the server, he also completes the defuse just in time. I mean, that round was freaking dead and buried. That was a 5 versus 2, Travis. A 5 versus 2. Yes, you heard me right. Dreamer gets 2 quick kills back towards middle. Rainwaker then a messy frag, but he gets the frag nonetheless on towards Shane, who was rampaging forward. Then it's into a 2v2, and everything slows down completely. And they start to make a really tough retake after that, don't they, the CT side?
Wow, what a win that is for SKADE. That was, by the way, oh my goodness, MHL destroys Dennis Lab. That's a shot and a half. What I will say, when I get an opportunity. It's just that how close that defuse was. I reckon with the sound of how that beep went, I reckon that was like 0.0 something. I reckon. I think it was that close. Anyway, already the T-side has recovered this one. MHL will, well, kind of inexplicably give up his life there toward Rainwaker. Just jump spotting short, gets his head ripped off, and then goes double. He just doesn't give a damn running in with the MP9. Out of nowhere, MOUZ NXT have a 2v1. Rainwaker in CT. Do they know he's there? Jim's looking toward mid, so I don't think so. He's the one with the bomb. That smoke's about to fade. Oh, a bit of an experience there, perhaps. Bomb dropped in the open. Now it's all down to Shane. M4 versus M4. 100 health versus 100 health. Grenade available for Shane, and the bomb is in his vision. Patience game incoming.
Yeah, there's a minute left on the clock here with only 2 players alive on the server.
Look at this.
And neither one of them wants to, give up the fight, give an advantage away. Shane has to make the play, and Rainwaker knows that he was towards that B-bomb side a while ago. Shane now walking in towards the side. Rainwaker checking it occasionally with the advantage, but Shane wins the fight.
Oh, that's a big win. Super big win. That could keep MOUZ NXT in this entire series. 1 versus 1 standoff. In the end, won by the T side on the Force Spy. Of course, the CT Force Spy will be directly in response again. But yeah, the odds have closed. They were at 12, now they're 8. Tells the tale.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been on a bit of a roller coaster here with MOUZ NXT showing some...
Right. Okay.
Feature. I need that put into a syringe and injected into my veins every day I wake up.
All right. MHL. Okay. That's fine.
You get flicks, and then you get that. He could just see the tip of his head.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's a way to start. They should be able to avoid the Force by now. Oh, cast a curse. Let's go. Rainwaker takes exertion. And the scout of ships still in play. What a start from MHL. Gun is dropped in the middle of mid. Dreamer's on top of the close box toward the tunnels with the CZ. Probably the best pistol for this position. And there's a scout. That'll distract them. 1 frag with the CZ. How many more does he get? He gets 2. Of course he gets 2. What a great find from Dreamer. Jim gets 1 back though, and Dreamer's still alive. Gets a reload. Makes it a 3rd with the CZ. Could even get 4. MHL jumps in to take him out, but the CZ is the hero. Oh, I was transported back in time. That's 2014. How about that?
Well, after that MHL flick, if the round just completely falls to the wayside for MOUZ NXT, that was the anti-force buy. They had everything going for them, not only the numerical advantage, but the weaponry advantage as well. Oh man, Micha, I love you so much. Look at this. Look at this, man. Watch this. Look at... Wow. What?
Just a hat.
Like he shoots them through the edge of the floor there.
It was just a hat.
Like the ramp. He clips them through the top of the ramp. Yeah, just a hat. That's all he needed, a pixel. And then Dreamer, 3 kills, 3 in his name, 3 in the game. Has to be some sort of a correlation.
Maybe. Again, Force Spy wins. Force Spy comes back in. Will the Force Spy win again? That is the question. We're about to find the answer to, and that's the start and a half. M4 goes bye-bye already. Dreamer switches. Oh, and Shane just takes his head off as well. What is going on at the start of this second half? Oh.
Absolutely, round is done. 2 bullets. That's all it took. 2 lone bullets fired from Shane's Desert Eagle was enough to conclude the round here. How beautiful were those entries? Going up against an M4 on both occasions, by the way. Because first it's ships, I believe, and then Dreamer, or either way, the second player picks up the first player's gun and he ends up falling as well. So,
yeah.
MOUZ are not out of this draft. They are still very much giving this everything that they've got. And, well, we wouldn't expect anything less.
Of course. They can even at least put 1 player into a possible hunt. Exertion gives it a look, then falls away because he knows, obviously, that money's not been built up on either team. It's worth putting 1 gun in, probably not 2. But yeah, that is already a remarkable opening to the second half. Force buy, Force buy, Force buy. Shane, with those 2 entries, absolutely glorious. And in the end, of course, they lost to FAMAS first. That forced the second player to come in to look to try and, recover it, right? He wanted the M4, he didn't want the FAMAS anymore. And maybe that was a little bit too much greed there. Maybe he should just have played the sites, because if he plays the sites, perhaps he gets 2 kills. Perhaps he defends and keeps the B-bomb site under CT control. But the dots at the top of your screen tell the tale of this half so far, that's for sure.
Might not stop anytime soon either, Trav. There's an open play, still a number of rifles as well, of course, with SKADE keeping a few players alive. Rainwaker might have a bit of a false sense of security right now. And there's going to be a push coming through from long. Shu is going to be catching him completely off guard. Spray from the FAMAS betrays him though. Oh, looking to make his way back to safety. Bubble won't be able to, well, it won't accomplish that, but at least the trade comes through.
Well, this is for Dignitas. Oh, he needs to flick down, and he does. Good find. Exertion goes down first, and MHL's in the open, I'm afraid. How many more can he get? A third for Dignitas. Oh, they basically... Unfortunately, I wouldn't even say that was too poor from MOUZ NXT. They sort of accidentally peeked in one by one, right? Because MHL got caught out, and when you peek an AWPer one by one, that's what can happen.
You know what the best part of that is, Trav? Is that... it's his prioritization in the players that he picked.
True.
You notice the first kill when he scopes in there was like 3 different people he could have taken the fight with, and actually the most obvious one was not the one he went with. As you so rightfully pointed out, he needed to flick downwards. That was the biggest threat, that first kill. And if he takes the kill with the player in the back line who's running around at pit, sure he gets the frag, but he gets traded out straight afterwards. So just like amazing awareness there from Denny's Love in and amongst that chaos. And then he just goes on to like cool, calm, and collectively find 2 kills after that. He's been so impressive.
Absolutely. Shane's looking to actually still clutch this on very low HP, but he gets taken out by Dreamer. And yeah, again, Force Spy comes back, 11 to 9. And that start, look at it. 1 blue, 1 orange. 1 blue, 1 orange. And now 1 blue again. Do you think there'll be an orange dot next?
Well, it depends if do we continue the sequence or do we start a new one?
What's the law of
MOUZ
averages?
NXT. The problem, Trav, is that MOUZ NXT are playing from behind, so they're going to be worse off than these 4 spies because SKADE each time just get 1 round closer, right? Win this, it's going to be 13-9. Rainwaker will find the opening pick, but there's still a lot of numbers towards long.
Oh, Ships is being cheeky, walking through mid. Yeah, unlucky. Shane adjusts his crosshair to peek aggressively, but that's exactly when Ship swings. MHL does take him out, but it's still a 4v3 for the CT side here. 12-9, as you say. If it happens, 13-9 is on a plate for SKADE. Bit of a fake there with that smoke to try and lull them into a sense that there's perhaps a player in car.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to base it out there a little bit. Nice angle being taken up here by Bubble as well, though it looks like he's a bit concerned about his short push coming through. MOUZ NXT, they've actually done a really good job here of getting all 3 of these players up towards long as far as they have right now, and a bit of a boost. Denny's Love stands no chance, gets destroyed. At least Dreamer does get a kill back to maintain that numerical advantage, and now look at Bubble making the play. Going to be able to finish off it as well. I mean, he's been very quiet here so far in Dust 2, just because, I mean, he hasn't had to do that much, right? But that was a really big round, big multi-kill out of the IGL.
Exactly. We mentioned earlier one of his 4 kills in that first half. One of his 3 kills actually was a knife kill. So yeah, important to get 2 more kills on the board there for him. He picks at the right time. They're not going to expect another player in that position. Great find. Gets both. And as we said, that finally breaks the battle. 13-9 imminent.
Ooh, man. I mean, yeah, MOUZ NXT, they come off worse, you know, out of the 2 teams based on the back and forth there of the Force Wars, just because SKADE had the rounds to play with. And just a mere P250, $300 is all they've invested into this round up against the might of the SKADE buy. As for SKADE, though, Trav, this round is supposed to just about keeping numbers alive, right? Because it's been so back and forth and messy. Haven't really been able to build much of an economy.
Good point. Good point. But you'd hope they'd be able to. It's not like, you know, that MOUZ NXT's money's in a position where they can actually get like scary deagles like we've seen before. They've got Glocks. Ships is being very aggressive, holding down Mouse 1 in full view in mid. But yeah, it's only the default pistols. 1 P250 as well. Should be eaten up nicely by Rainwaker, and he gets all 3. Nicely done. Puts his tally up to 22 and 13. And Ships is up to 24. And that's what he ended map 1 on. So his number is now a lovely 48. Can he make it 50 in 2 maps?
I mean, I certainly wouldn't put it past him. 2 kills in the next, what they need, at least 3 rounds. Yeah, he's bang on for that half century of frags inside 2 maps. It is going to be an important gun round, an integral gun round, perhaps the gun round for their lives here in the Pinnacle Cup. MOUZ NXT down 13-9 right now. Lose this and it might be too far gone, Trav.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be 14-9 with MOUZ NXT on a very low buy, and Denislav's going aggressive toward lower, taking Exertion out. Ships is pushed up mid, does get punished though by Jim. And he's been the one shining light for MOUZ NXT in this series, that's for sure. Especially on map 1. Damage taken by Denislav. Puts him down to 29 and has to fall away. 4v4.
Yeah, MOUZ NXT, at least they've been able to get that trade, right? It's just the thing is, oh, wow, Denny. Oh, my. I was going to say, if everything's neutral. It's in the balance. But Denny, he swings it into his team's favor by making that play. Dream is going to be close enough here to hear these footsteps as well. Players going up short, so he relays all the information to his team. He might have even heard all three. Look at how hard set they are on all three players being here. Dreamer gets a kill and does damage. And this is a really big problem for MOUZ NXT.
Yeah. NXT, indeed. This game's over almost. Great utility usage from Dreamer there. Perfect flank, spots ahead of the player walking towards short at the right time. And then walks behind them, gets one, uses all his util to isolate the last. In the end, it's a very simple clean-up. Grenade, of course, was on an MHL with barely any health. And look at that. In a split second, the odds change from 50 to 75. That shows the problem that MOUZ NXT have up in front of them. A reminder that you can scroll down and click on the panels below the stream to get involved with all of our partners. We've got AstroPay, MSI, who are doing a giveaway right now on their Twitter. Get involved with that. And if you complete our survey, there's a chance for you to win some skins as well. So if you help us, we'll help you.
There we go. Scratch my back, I scratch yours. MOUZ NXT, they need to do a lot of scratching here on the map to try and keep themselves alive and take this to a decider. Exertion smartly blows that AK-47 back so he can try and recover it with this HE grenade. Hey, he's having a bit of a time trying to find it. In the meantime, a kill does come back for the CT side, so at least level the numbers out. Of course, this is an eco from MOUZ NXT traps. They're almost giving up that 15th round to try and buy up once again.
The long way with this one, I'm afraid. At least Exertion has got that kill and has managed to pick up the rifle as well. It's not like it was an irrecoverable M4. And it's coming in from Shane, showing the presence with that smoke towards CT. But Dreamer is still here, and it's been Dreamer and Ships, the dynamic duo, especially this half for SKADE. They'll be walking in. When does Dreamer decide to peek?
Big roll right now. He's got a bit of support coming through from Ships as well. But oh my god, Dreamer just gets destroyed. And Shane, now what on earth?
Okay.
How does he do this with the Desert Eagle time and time again? Absolutely insane.
I don't know what to say, Hayes. That is absolute deja vu carbon copy. How have we seen that? Have we seen it twice? Shane is an absolute monster. Again, 2k entry on the Deagle. And the second one is such a hard shot to hit as well. Exertion even ducks under Rainwaker's crosshair there. Yeah, very nice. And it forces Denislav away to save the AWP. So this game's on.
It absolutely is. Eco round coming through from MOUZ NXT, just initially taking that fight towards long. Exertion gets that kill. Then you have Shane just with 2 ridiculous D kills to get that control of the B bomb site. That was phenomenal out of him. And it is indeed, like you say, I mean, that's a huge reprieve for MOUZ NXT. 15-9, that was supposed to be the scoreline. That was the narrative, but MOUZ NXT, they had something to say about that. They say, hold the phone. It's 14-10. No map and series point here for SKADE.
Not just yet, no. Thankfully, for the SKADE side, they have got plenty of money, so they're going to invest into the double AWP again. Ships on that secondary. He's always been the player willing to do that on this roster. So I would say that at the moment, even though MOUZ NXT have been given a lifeline thanks to Shane's insane Deagle, how many more are possible? Let's have aggressive again.
Yeah, they've got that smoke right now in towards Suicide, so he feels confident enough to maintain this position. Also got Ships, watching lows, but they recognize they're on a timer. Will look to fall back. More than enough cash here for SKADE to buy up, so they've got a very healthy buy here, probably in the next round as well if they lose here. So MOUZ NXT certainly have their work cut out for them.
Slow start for this one. We have MHL in pit just scouting the site, looking to try and face Denislav. Counter AWP, I guess you could call it. from that position. Getting a T in pit is a bit like getting a T on sandbags on Vertigo, just a little bit less distance. You have a lot of control to scout the entire site and look for information. At the moment, though, they're going to be walking 3 toward long off the back of that control. And they've actually fallen away at the moment, have SKADE. They've got one player towards short. Rotating back in now is Denislav. Smoke's come in. Rainmaker with a nade. That should do some damage. And he'll even double it up as well. Bubble sprays with the smoke. Does great work to take Shuey. But in the meantime, Exertion takes ships. And Rainmaker needs to make a play.
Yeah, you might actually have the perfect opportunity. In the meantime, though, there is MHL towards long, but okay, it doesn't even matter. Jim is able to get the kill. Bubble finds one of his own, but look at Dreamer in and amongst the site right now. I don't think they have any idea of this. MHL has found Dreamer, so never mind, there comes the kill. I thought he would be the hero, maybe the one to give them the chance. Why has the bomb not been planted yet, Trav?
10 seconds.
9 seconds left. They can still get onto the sites and punch in the digits. It's going to have to be MHL. Shane's coming through with the backstab. Wait, they need the kill now. Is there still time? He's planting the bomb.
He's got
if
it.
Shane goes down, that could be a disaster. He's got the plant just in time. The kill comes through anyway. Oh man, everybody breathe a deep breath. It's all right. Normality is restored. But
yeah,
wow,
right.
What a tight round.
You're right. They only just got that bomb over to the site with around, I think it was 5 seconds when he jumped on and 4 seconds when he actually got the digits punched in. So yeah, very close indeed. But in the end, Bubble tried his best to survive just in case something was funny going on, of course, because Bubble didn't know that. Bubble didn't know that they had the time. He was concentrated solely on staying alive, just in case, and trying to win the duel on the player flanking from short, of course. He was being hunted in case that time wasn't in their favour. But yeah, either which way of it. MOUZ NXT get away with it by the skin of their teeth. And actually, tell you what, Hayes, this could be an even game if MOUZ NXT win this round. 12-14 will turn to 13. Because SKADE don't have any money left over now.
Yeah, it's a good point. Win this round right here, MOUZ NXT, and you're going to be breaking SKADE economically. Look at the aggression out of MHL. He catches Denislav in the open. That's the AWP on the deck. No way to retrieve it. And MOUZ NXT get an amazing opening kill in the round. I'm surprised that SKADE are trying to keep up with that super aggressive approach to the round based on, the fact that MOUZ are fighting back and closing the gap. They don't have that same sort of room to play with. Normally, you reel it in a little bit once it gets it closer.
Exactly. They've been very content with going for these plays, haven't they? Just no holds barred at any point. And MOUZ NXT and repouncing toward B, and they're choosing the right site because Dreamer is just playing retake. And if he doesn't get 2 kills in this situation, he gets 1, but they need to trade immediately. And there we go. MHL still holding the doors before that smoke explodes. So Bubble, he's on a quick flank, and he can just run because so much noise is being made. They're not checking it at all. There's one, but he's checked then by MHL at the last second. Ships 1v2. He won 2 in a row on the first map. Can he win another? Bomb is dropped on the site. Jimper is creeping up. Is he spotted? Oh, Ships makes it happen again. How does he keep doing it? Third 1 versus 2 of the series. I think the 5th clutch in total, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 4. But still, 27 kills. Hayes, what a way to lose, I'm afraid.
Trav, I have no idea what we just witnessed there from Ships. That round was never in SKADE's. They should never have stood a chance. It should never been in contention. That was just, everything was stacked up against them as MOUZ going towards that B bomb site. Ships gets a trade through the smoke, but still everything's against them. Even winning out the 1 versus 1, it seemed like Jim had walked further forward than Ships anticipated. He had to just snap that aim so that crosshair onto his head. He got the kill. Denislav's got the frag to open up the round here as well. Could find a second, he does. Ships falls though, however, but Denislav certainly won't. He's got more support from Dreamer as well. It's only Jim left remaining.
Wow.
He got a 1 versus 4 clutch, and it's looking like the job here is done for SKADE.
What a way to get across that line. Denislav with another 3 kills, and that Ship's clutch to add to the tally in this series has pushed them over that finish line. And as you say, the thing, I'll tell you what, I'll just cast this and then we'll get into that in a second. Jim, last alive, 1v4. It's a FAMAS on short, which he should be able to face pretty comfortably, but the player in mid will probably reface at any point. There's the information. Lovely flick up.
Yeah, nice kill.
But unfortunately,
just looking
bomb,
to give our videographer a bit of a highlight, right?
Yeah, bomb is just miles away, right? That's the problem. And with 40 seconds to go, he might have to run at some point as well.
Quick reminder to everybody, we
examples, by
got
the
the
way.
interview coming through, just so everyone
True.
knows before the stream ends. Don't disappear. We're going to chat to Bubble for a bit.
You saying the game's already over? Are you saying Jim doesn't win this round? Come on, man.
I mean, listen, I've really enjoyed watching him, and he's been fantastic. But there we go. Denny's love puts on the finishing touch, fitting
Congrats,
as well.
guys.
A quad kill for him in the round. What a massive round out of Denny, and what a massive performance out of SKADE.
Absolutely. That was absolutely incredible. What a way to end that game. Dennis Ladd with 4 kills and that clutch from Ships. Again, I'll repeat like kind of what we both said about that round. That the fact that SKADE were literally never in that round. They were only going 1 for 1 after losing that opening pick. MOUZ NXT kept getting control of the B-bomb site with an extra frag over. Chips just jumps in for that frag, and then even in the 1 versus 1, he didn't really have to have a favourable angle, just flicks and hits the insta headshot. And that was the difference between going 14-12 and very likely 14-12, then very likely 13-14 to going 15-11 and then closing out the series. So yeah, absolutely unreal.
Could have been overtime, could have been a match in regulation even for MOUZ NXT. Who knows what ends up happening if Ships doesn't pull out that ridiculous sequence and that clutch there as well. In the end, SKADE will march on. They've got a date with Vitality. What a crazy game that's going to be. Let's bring the brackets up and we can actually see the way that things stand going into tomorrow's action. Of course, we had 8 teams that took part in today's matches, all coming from the main Swiss stage. Only 4 left remaining, and they'll go up against the 4 invited teams tomorrow.
Exactly, there are some very interesting matchups. Look at that. Ecstatic Trick, that's a Danish derby. We've got Dignitas versus BLUEJAYS as well. At the bottom of the bracket, Dignitas, of course, replacing OG, who were originally invited. And Ents Copenhagen Flames. I think Ents Copenhagen Flames and Vitality SKADE are most certainly the picks of this one. They should be fascinating to watch. Make sure you come back and watch those tomorrow. We're going to be on a semi-final, Hayes, which we can't wait for. I can't wait for that. It'll be happening on Tuesday, I believe. But now we have the interview. Hayes, you have a few words to talk to Bubble. Let's see what he has to say.
All right, Bubble, thank you so much for joining me here for a quick chat after the game. Firstly, congratulations on your victory. Obviously, you guys made some changes, at the start of the season, and it feels like things are coming together really nicely for this team now, 18th in the world. How do you feel like everything is really starting to work out since you've joined? Are we starting to see the SKADE we can expect?
Well, what I can say is that the progress we have for those 3 months, it's I didn't even thought that we're gonna have that good progress. I thought it's gonna take more time, but I said for my goal that for 3 months we're gonna be in the right way, in the path we want to work. Our main goal until the end of the year is to be in top 10. So hopefully we can get entries to there. But yeah, what I can say is that I didn't even expect that we're gonna be at this rank at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are looking really good. Another question I want to ask you is, obviously, you've come into the team and taken over as IGL. I believe Ships was IGLing before for SKADE, before you and Dreamer joined. Ships is looking so good now individually. Do you think it's made a difference to his game, allowing you to take over the IGLing and letting him be that star player?
And from what I know, how the previous team worked is that Duplicate and Kaluber and Oxygen were the entry faggers there, and they had a lot of executes which were based on that playstyle. But now what I can say is that Ships have more freestyle and space to work and do what he actually wants to do and feel to do. So yeah, I think individually right now he's showing what he's actually supposed to do, not because as IGO it's kind of hard. Everyone knows that when you're IGO you cannot play very well individually and show your full potential.
Absolutely. Well, Bubble, so excited about SKADE's future. Best of luck in your quarterfinal against Vitality tomorrow. We'll be watching the game, and thank you for talking to me again, man.
Thank you. See you, Hayes.
Cheers, bro. Okay, so Trav, thoughts?
That was a really nice interview. He gave really good responses, didn't he? I mean, about the previous iterations of the roster, about how it's changed. And yeah, I completely agree with him and you about Ships. I think it's great to see him perform so well now. Now the shackles have been lifted, and we saw the 2 1v2s in a row on map 1. Then that was followed later on in the half by a 1 versus 1, which was actually at a pretty critical point. And then we saw that incredible 1v2 at the end of Dust 2 there to basically seal it. So that, yeah, I completely agree. He's looking superb. And I can't wait to see how SKADE do against Vitality tomorrow. That is an absolute banger. I think Vitality, with the current state they're in, that could be a bit of an interesting one.
Absolutely will be, Trav. I mean, just lights out action across the board tomorrow in tomorrow's quarterfinals. I mean, we're going to be watching from the sidelines. We'll be back again for the semis, but make sure you catch all of the games tomorrow on this very channel starting at 10 CEST. Guys, we are going to be calling it for the night. Thank you so much for joining us throughout the day. Hope that you've enjoyed the show here from us at Pinnacle Cup. We will catch you again tomorrow. Until then, all the love. Good night.
Withdrawing with AstroPay is really simple. Go to your favorite site and choose AstroPay as withdrawal method. Then type the amount that you want to withdraw, type your mobile number, and click on the Confirm button. Now, enter your wallet with your usual credentials and your money is available in your wallet now. Decide if you want to extract money or buy on your favorite sites. Get the app in your favorite store or visit us at www.astropay.com.